we've been hearing all manner of stories about narrow escapes, and we actually heard from a group of friends that escaped the flash flooding in Caryville, Texas, after they were rescued by two strangers. I spoke to Ricky Gonzalez this morning. He told CNN that he and his 12 friends were trapped inside their Airbnb. This is video that they took. Floodwaters rising, sweeping one of their cars away. This is what he shared about how they escaped.
We're on the second floor of the Airbnb, and the water was coming up to the floor, so it was going really quickly, and we were stranded. We were struck. There was one of the trucks that was merged underneath the house and was banging up against the pillar. So I was very worried that the house was either going to fall or the water was going to continue to rise. So everything happened so quickly. What felt like 2 minutes was actually a 2-hour ordeal for us. And we were saved by a family who just so happened to be driving by to check on some property that they had. And I was looking out the window talking with my sister, just let her know what's going on. And she saw me, I waved at her, and they went to the front. They were able to access the house, and they were telling us, the house was in bad shape. We need to get out. And thankfully, by that time, the water was going down enough for us, waist deep, to be able to get out. And this family, the Garcia family, Paula and Leo, they took us in, they fed us, they made sure we were dry. They drove us all the way to the San Antonio airport so we can rent vehicles, since we didn't have any vehicles anymore. And they were just our guardian angels for this trip. And so many different things had to happen right on this trip in order for us to be safe. The house next door was swept away, the poor little children in the camp, and everyone. It's just, we're one of the great, the lucky ones, and we're extremely grateful for all the local support there in Kerrville. And despite everything going on, people still have a heart and are willing to help out strangers.
Ricky and his friends are so lucky to be alive, and they're so lucky that folks like Paula and Leo Garcia are out there. They join us now live along with their daughter, Rachel. Leo and Paula, thank you so much for being with us. What more can you tell us about how you first came across Ricky and his friends? Ricky had told me that when you came across him, he was on FaceTime with his sister, and he was contemplating what he should tell her if it was the last time he was going to be speaking with her.
Well, we were going to check on a family property, and coming in on the west side, well, we quickly realized that the water was still kind of high, and I decided that we were going to go back around to the east side. So we drove around, and coming to our property, we noticed that everything was gone. There was two campers there in our shed that we had there. Not really a shed. It was a family gathering place that we had there. It was also gone. So we just continued forward a little more, and I thought I had seen somebody at the second story window. And I told my wife, Paula, I said, I'm pretty sure I saw somebody in there. So I backed up, and we saw Ricky. And so she got out and asked if they were okay. And you could tell they were in shock. So we got out, as well as my daughter, Rachel, and we all got out and just went over to the house and helped them down. I think they were just so much in shock that they did not realize that the water had receded enough where they could have walked out. But I mean, I get it. I mean, they were in shock.
Yeah.
And I think they were just happy to see somebody that could get to them.
100%. And you see the video, and it just looks terrifying with all that debris moving through the water. Paula, what was going through your mind as you were trying to help evacuate Ricky and his friends?
Well, we were kind of shocked a little bit that there were a few people on the road that were kind of standing around. We were a little shocked that somebody hadn't already helped them, but then we realized it was because those people were in shock also. They were stunned from what they had just experienced. And we were pretty sure that the water had just receded enough for us to be able to walk up to the house. We were walking through water to get to the house, but it was, like 5 deep. And so we were just trying to remove debris from the steps, and it was still, even though they could walk out, it wasn't like they were just like on a leisurely stroll. They had to climb over debris that was in the water, and you couldn't see anything in the water. And of course, they were all shaken from the experience that they had just been through. And they had 5 animals with them too. And we were a little concerned about if the animals would let us help them because they were, traumatized as well. So anyway, the animals were very cooperative, and we got everybody out and took them back to the house and fed them, and just tried to do what we do best, and that's to just take care of people. That's what we like to do.
Absolutely.
I love hearing that. I actually heard that Ricky said that it was one of the dogs that was with him that belonged to one of his friends, Nash, who started pawing at the door and actually got them to realize how bad the waters had gotten. Rachel, I wonder, hearing your folks say that helping people is what they want to do, what they do best. I mean, it's got to be inspiring that you were part of this moment to help these folks in a really bad time.
Yes, it definitely was. We've always grown up, just loving on people and helping as many people as we can. That's what we've always been taught, and that's something we will continue to do. And if it was my family that was out there, I would hope that people would help them. So we are going to do whatever we can to make sure we can help other people.
And lastly, I just wonder what message you wanted to say something, Leo?
No, it also helps that Rachel is a nurse, so it's in her blood one way or another. I mean, she was there, but we were there. We're not any hero. We just happened to be there, and we're going to help out. Right place, right time. We're going to help whoever it is. I don't care who you are. We're going to help you if you are in need of help.
I know you said, Leo, that you don't consider yourself a hero. I know Ricky and his friends certainly consider you all heroes. Paula, Leo, and Rachel, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
More help is pouring in. World Central Kitchen has set up in the area and has already served thousands of meals. With us now is Samantha Elfmont. She's the response director for World Central Kitchen. Samantha, thank you so much for being with us. What can you tell us about where operations stand right now?
Thank you, Boris. Well, actually, as we're checking in here, I'm at the Emergency Operations Center. World Central Kitchen, we're the only organization here. We made sure, along with another local catering group, that folks were fed here today. In short, first responders are beginning to recover more bodies today. But with us at World Central Kitchen, our job is to make sure people are fed. Those families that are grieving, those families who have lost their homes, and first responders, we are here wherever a meal is ready. When anyone needs a meal, we are here.
And Samantha, what are your teams seeing here in Kerrville? Can you take us through some of the challenges that you've had in trying to provide help to folks?
So, of course, we were here day one on the ground on Friday, making sure that families were fed at those reunification centers, those families that were able to be saved and reunited. Things have changed very much so here on Sunday. We are making sure that those first responders here behind me are able to get out in the field, work all day and night to reunite those families. But also, we are here changing operations daily. I just got word that there's more road closures. So where we were going to be providing meals today, we might have a hard time getting to, but we will get those meals delivered and on time, hot and fresh. We always use local vendors. But we continually on the hour, we have a safety and security team telling us where to go and how to get there.
And Samantha, I wonder what you're hearing from the folks that are coming to you for help.
What we're hearing is just horrible stories. There was a family that we met last night. Their brother passed away, unfortunately, breaking a window and trying to save them. We made sure that they had hot meals last night. We are hearing that people have lost their homes, or those who have homes have no electricity. So obviously they aren't able to cook. People forget about themselves in times like this. We need to make sure that people are fed breakfast, lunch, and dinner and are able to take care of themselves, get that nourishment they need, because these days are long and we don't know what's ahead.
Yeah, so such an important thing to keep in mind. I wonder what you think the most significant need is right now. What resource could you do more with right now?
So right now today, we actually discovered that Texas Management has a plan to feed their own and these first responders, but there are quite a few volunteer firefighters. So for instance, we're giving them lunch today. Those on horse, right down in Ingram, we were able to just pass out sandwiches so that they can throw those in their pockets easily. We want to make sure they're fed. But today is our day, we call it the last mile, where we find those who haven't been able to be reached, that they have meals and then can get to the resources they need. So we are there for the children, of course, in this horrible, and I'm a mom myself, unimaginable time, but we want to make sure these local residents are also taken care of.
Yeah, Samantha Elfmont, thank you so much for what you're doing. World Central Kitchen providing such significant help at a difficult time. Thank you.
Thank you.